The first thing, of course, that kailangan namin tanungin sa ano ang exact definition ng millennials?
Okay. Maraming definition po, ma'am. Pero ang siguro pinagkakasunduan ng iba't ibang grupo is those na pinanganak from 1980 downwards.
Ano ang difference between those who are traditionalists, those who are baby boomers, ang baby boomers 1946 to 1964. Tapos yung Generation X, 1965 to 1980. Tapos millennials, 1981 to 2000. And then you have the Generation Z. Ano ang difference?
The main one, technology. Because the generations before Generation Y, wala namang mga internet yan, tsaka social media. Diba? Pero nung pumasok yung internet at social media, parang nare-write kung anong ibig sabihin maging isang kabataan sa mundo.
So it is really a technology-driven definition.
Yes, kasi from their point of view, technology parang hangin na, nakasanayan na. In fact, hindi nila ma-imagine ang isang mundo na walang technology. One of the most interesting points dun sa research namin is, kung papapiliin ka, what would you give up? Your sense of smell or your mobile phone? About 50% will say, bibigay ko lang ilong ko rather than my mobile phone.
Horror. Talaga?
Opo.
When did you ask that?
This was in 2017.
And to whom did you ask that? Yung mga...
Yung mga young, 30 and below, all over the world, including
They
sa
would
Pilipinas.
rather lose their sense of smell
Than their mobile phone.
My goodness. At what age do you think the Generation Z have access to a mobile phone?
I think, ma'am, may masasabi natin, paglabas mismo sa mundo, meron akong anak ngayon, she's 3 years old, ang galing na niya po gumamit ng mobile phone tsaka iPad. Parang natural sa kanila. I think sila yung generation na gano'n. Tayo, kailangan pa tayong turuan.
Now let's talk about the results. Because we want to characterize a millennial, especially a Filipino millennial. What are the highlights of your survey?
Siguro when we talk about mga young people, one of the things na gusto kong pag-usapan is every generation thinks that mas magaling sila kaysa sa sumunod na generation. So mga stereotypes about the millennials and the young people are entitled sila, lazy, irresponsible. Pero when you look at yung findings ng survey, it's a very hopeful picture. Hindi sila kasing entitled as you would think. In fact, I would say they're one of the more mulat na generation. Napakabait nila, napaka-respectful of their elders.
Okay.
So while many of the basics of growing up have remained, like sino ka, sino yung mga kaibigan mo, they're now trying to find themselves in a world na ang dami ng pinagbago, and yet they're trying to do the right thing. I think in a nutshell, yun yung pinakakwento ng research namin.
In other words, they are more socially and civic, they have more social and civic responsibility.
Yes, and mas rin sila, mas mulat tungkol sa katotohanan ng mundo. Kasi lumaki sila, may access sa lahat ng balita, lahat ng kwento. So I think mas marami na silang alam compared to generations before. So yung mga pagkakamali ng mga generations before, hindi na nila uulitin kasi mas alam na nila.
What has changed from before and what has not changed?
Yeah. Yung what hasn't changed, siguro yung pinaka-basic sa yung growing up, yung dinidefine mo kung sino ka bilang tao, sino yung mga kaibigan mo, at ano yung pinaka-meaning ng buhay mo. Yun, di nagbabago yun. I guess na nagbabago yung proseso kung paano hinahanap yun ng mga kabataan. At ang pinakamalaking nagbago is mas komplikado yung mundo. Mas maraming choices sa career, sa pag-aaral, sa love life, sa papanoorin sa Netflix. Natataranta sila sa dami ng choices. Kaya sila naghahanap ng wisdom. And I think yun yung pinakabagong dynamic ngayon. Coupled with the fact na they're very respectful of their elders. So I think this is a generation na mas enlightened, mas open sa coaching.
You talk about millennials as if everything was better. I mean, they're definitely better than their counterparts, 20 years ago or 40 years ago. But let's talk about their ability to relate. There's a lot of questions now because young people generally all they do is look at their iPads or their computers, etc., and they do not interrelate with people socially. You've seen that, and that has been talked about all over the world. Is there a problem like that in the Philippines?
No, in fact, I think that's generally a misconception na hindi nag-i-interact yung mga kabataan. if you talk to, kunyari, Facebook and Google, their user data will tell you na ang actually mas masibang gumamit ng mga social networks are the older ones.
Yeah, but they don't face each other. Except unless they're Skyping. But they text each other, etc., etc. There's no person-to-person. Hindi ba importante yon?
Importante, they still do it, they just don't do it outside. Kunyari, one of the things na nakikita namin with many of the companies we work with, yung mga customer nilang kabataan, hindi lumalabas, nasa bahay. Nag-gaming, nag-Netflix, pero magkasama sila, nag-uusap sila. So I think it's changing. Social contact is still important.
So it's not eye-to-eye contact, it's basta, yes, because I see my grandson talking to somebody else while they're playing a game, but my grandson is constantly in front of a television set, and I wonder. So you're saying don't worry, parents, if your children are like that, because they really are interacting. They have social. They still can hone their social skills.
No, I think what I'm saying is nag-interact pa sila face to face. Maybe just not in the forms that we expect.
Ayun, it's a new way of doing things. Does that affect their ability to look at you in the eye and talk to you,
Sa observation ko, yung pagtingin sa'yo sa mata, hindi naman. Ang napansin ko nagbabago is yung ability na makipag-argue sa'yo. Mabait sila eh. They don't like rocking the boat. So minsan, meron kang gustong point na sabihin nila yung paninindigan nila. Minsan nahihiya silang sabihin. Yun, napansin ko yun.
Ayun.
Harmony is very important to them.
Ayon sa datos ng Labor Force Survey, more than half of the total employed in the Philippines are millennials. Pero 80% of the unemployed are millennials also. I mean, to what do you ascribe the fact that more than half of the unemployed labor force are millennials?
Sa tingin ko yan, dahil sa pagkakaiba ng definition kung ano ba ang trabaho. Remember ma'am, ang gumawa po ng survey na yan are most likely hindi millennial. Mm-hmm. So sa mga taong ganyan, ang kanilang definition ng trabaho ay lawyer ka, nurse ka, doktor ka. Yung mga traditional na trabaho.
That's not the case. The employed in the Philippines, only 60% are wage employed.
Wage po. So may ganong definition, yung disweldo ka, or may tinatrabahoan ka. Ngayon, sa millennial, dahil yung mundo nila, kinonect na ng internet at social media, mas maraming paraan para kumita ng pera ang nabuksan. So for example, kung vlogger ka, kung meron kang tindahan sa Instagram, technically may kita ka, may trabaho ka.
Oo nga,
sa tingin ko,
talaga.
yung mga ganong trabaho, baka hindi nare-record dun sa survey. Kaya kahit maraming hindi employed, baka hindi lahat ng mga employed nakaka-capture ng data.
Actually, the employed in the Philippines are those who are both waged and not waged. But anyway, the important thing is that, actually, most of the young are millennials, and the young have much more difficulty getting employment than the older people.